famous Halley's Comet reaches Aphelion this weekend. It's lonely out there in the frozen outer solar system. On Saturday, December 9th, that most famous of all comets, 1P Halley, reaches a hallmark point on its 75-year journey through the solar system, reaching Aphelion, or its most distant point from our Sun. The comet now? You could say that December 2023 represents a midpoint between the last 1986 and the next 2061 apparition of the comet. No one has seen Halley's Comet since the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope imaged it a generation ago in 2003. At the time, it was 28 astronomical units AU distant at magnitude plus 28. We know 1 astronomical unit is the distance between the Sun and the Earth, which is about 93 million miles. The exact moment of aphelion occurs at 1 o'clock Universal Time on December 9th, 8 p.m. EST on Friday night on the 8th. At that point, Halley's Comet will be 35.14 AU, almost 3.3 billion miles, or 5.3 billion kilometers from our Sun. This puts the comet out beyond the orbit of Neptune, shining at plus 35 fifth magnitude in the southern constellation of Hydra, the sea serpent. The comet will also be moving at its slowest velocity at 0.91 kilometers per second, or 2,000 miles an hour, respective to our Sun. This puts the comet well out of range of amateur or even large professional telescopes. And as of writing this, NASA has no stated plans to image Halley's at aphelion using Hubble or the James Webb Space Telescope. Certainly there would be little scientific advantage at doing this, other than pushing the space telescopes to their limits. I took a quick look through the approved HTST and the Hubble and the James Webb programs, and I do not see any programs planning to observe Halley's Comet either through imaging or spectroscopy. Christine Pullum, NASA Space Telescope Science Institute, told Universe Today. A short story of this comet, Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet has made its mark on history. Sir Edmund Halley first noted the periodicity of the comet in 1696, linking one apparition to the next. Halley successfully predicted the return of the comet that now bears his name in 1758, though he did not live to see it. The 1P in its name denotes the fact that Halley was the first periodic comet discovered. Periodic comets have an orbit shorter than 200 years. To date, 472 periodic comets are known, and as sky surveys push deeper into the magnitude scale, we are discovering even ever fainter periodic comets, and we've almost likely found all of the great ones. Chinese observations of Halley's Comet date all the way back to 467 BC. The 1066 apparition of the comet was widely seen worldwide. Its appearance was taken as an omen preceding the death of King Harold II in the Battle of Hastings and the ascension of William the Conqueror to the throne. One possible apocryphal tale states that Pope Calixtus III excommunicated the comet. Yes, he excommunicated the comet as an admonition against the Ottoman Empire encroaching upon Eastern Europe. American author Mark Twain is also famously associated with Halley's Comet. Twain was born in 1835 during the comet's appearance and predicted he would pass on with the comet's next appearance in 1910. Spoiler alert, he did. Modern appearances? Speaking of which, the anticipation of Halley's that year was actually upstaged by one of the greatest comets of the 20th century, the Great Comet of 1910. In fact, many people that remember Halley's Comet in 1910 actually saw the Great Comet just a few months prior. The discovery of poisonous cyanogen gas in the tail of the comet, courtesy of the newfangled method of spectroscopy, sparked the Great Comet panic of 1910. Unfortunately, the 1986 apparition of Halley's was a bit of a disappointment, as it appears low to the south at dawn, and still 3 space missions were dispatched to Halley's for a first ever rendezvous with the comet. These were the Soviet Union's Vega 1 and 2 and the ESA's Giotto. 2 annual meteor showers are also associated with Halley's, the April-May ETA Aquarids and the October Orionids. Sitting on the surface of Halley's Comet this weekend, the sun would shine at 19th magnitude. This is only about 250 times brighter than a full moon. Halley's Comet in the years ahead. From our early earthly perspective, the comet spends the next few decades loitering in the constellation Hydra and into Canis Minor. The comet will pass very near the bright star Procyon in 2050. Halley's Comet next reaches perihelion July 28, 2061, and may break negative magnitudes in the months after. In September 2061, Halley's will appear low to the northwest at dusk for Northern Hemisphere observers. It's now all inbound from here. Halley's Comet will get recovered once again in the coming decades leading up to the 2061 apparition. Let's see by then what it'll be. This is originally published by Universe Today by David Dickinson, and it's on Science Alert. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.